Hey, this is Gunnar, and as you might see, I'm at home, as most of you people are, and even though I'm still allowed to go out, I thought I set myself into a situation of total lockdown. So I will try to lure some birds to my balcony because I don't have a garden, and to make it just a bit better, not just the birds, I want to have a setting that's as natural as possible. And for that, we're gonna need some materials and some tools that I have in the garage that I will get. And we start right now, after I'm done with my tea. Because nothing can stress me right now. Not in these times. Hey. Whoa. Yeah, hey. You don't like this, huh? You're not allowed here when the birds come. As you might saw, I'm too lazy to close my shoes. It's not necessary for such a short way. So what do we need? We need these branches, the wood. We need a saw, a hammer, maybe something to measure, and some nails. I think that's mostly what we need. So as you can see, I have a bigger piece of wood that I want to take as a basement, and then some smaller pieces of wood that I want to stick up. That has to be combined. I have a bigger piece of wood which is kind of a natural housing, so I can put food in there hopefully, and it looks really good. I have moss on the stuff, which I think will give it a natural look. Then we have something to measure. We have 3 different saws. I don't know what's gonna work best. And we have the hammer, and I found some bigger nails, which will help. So, the first thing we're gonna try is we take this big piece of wood and we try to cut it on the sides so that it fits in between this corner. That's the first step. Easy. The second step will be to cut in small sections so that I have enough space to get through the nails to attach the smaller pieces of wood that should stick up. I got it cut into the right proportions. I cut the sides off. I moved it to the garage because I got reminded that it's Easter. So let's see if this is 90 degrees. Not perfect, but it's good enough. And not just a normal Monday, and people maybe want to have it quiet and not the whole house shaking. Second one. Good enough. Good enough. So I moved it to the garage so you're not gonna see everything. I even got out of my sweatshirt. And now we're gonna see if it fits. But I think I'm gonna move it up here. Now for the smaller details, I thought I can move back on the balcony again and got my sweater on again. And we're just gonna cut the right angles in the branches. The 90-degree angles. This angle actually looks kind of fine. That's better. Now the other side. Setting my start point. I bet this looks super dangerous what I'm doing. Yay! And that's basically step 3, getting the wood on there. Making the space and getting the wood on there. And then we're nearly done. Then we just want to mount this one on one of the branches. So you can see all this effort so that I can get 2 sticks on my balcony. It seems warm, but Norwegian wind is quite cold. I want to have this housing on top of this one. I want to say I'm not a carpenter or a crafter or anything. But I'm gonna try. And now balcony and garage look like a mess. Okay, only 2 things left to do. Cleaning up everywhere and putting food out, and then wait. With these things I remove the plastic because there's some birds that can lose their tongue on this plastic. So I don't really like it. So I remove that and put the food in here and down here, everywhere where it can fit. If you like this video so far or where it's going, then please push the thumb up button, maybe subscribe to the channel, write me a comment. Yeah, now it's up to the birds to come and show themselves. It's 6 o'clock in the morning and I will set up the cameras for remote photography. Because it's so close on the balcony, I will sit behind the window and put up some camouflage so I can sit there and see. So I tried it out the first morning with camouflage, which was way too much because the magpies, they just came anyway, any day. They didn't care. I swapped the food from the original food to some sunflower seeds, then only the gray tits and the blue tits came. Then I changed it to some mixed food and everyone came. The sparrows, the magpies, the gray tit, the blue tits. So you see I switched the branches up a bit so I got one that holds the food better. And it's kind of nice that I can sit here on the sofa and take photos, but of course I didn't calculate in the windows. They give up reflection sometimes and they decrease the quality of my photos, as you might see. I also didn't calculate in that if I open the door to take photos, which I often did, the cat goes out and the cat scares most of the birds away. I'm not so afraid that she's gonna hurt them. She's quite slow, and when they landed and they looked at each other, she's not really interested and she just comes in again. She's like, what should I do about it? If you look at the pictures, you see the bokeh is the background, the sky, and I didn't calculate that in. But here are some of my best magpie shots, and I think they work out. To sum this up, I thought it's really harder to get the birds here on the balcony because I thought when we move further into the summer, the birds gonna find more food in the forest. But some of the birds just stay around, especially the magpies, and they get their food here every day. I'm not totally convinced of the setup and the resulting photos, but it was a nice experiment, and I think we're gonna use this in the winter when the birds are, let's say, a bit more desperate for food. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please push the buttons, just all of them. I will be coming up with a better video soon. I'm working on this for some days already, and I hope it turns out great. We are on holiday soon, so you will see something about that, I'm pretty sure, but it can take until this comes out, so a bit later. At that time I will try to get a video out, but I'm not sure if I can do that. But until then, see you soon and have a lot of fun with your photography. Bye.